Assalamualaikum and hi. My name is Atira from Group 3. I am gonna represent my group to make a presentation part B of our topic, which is securing administrative access using AAA and Radius. This is my group member Nazra Hanif, Muhammad Haris, Nur Nazira, Fisfariam, Amira, Nur Salihin, Atira, Fatimah Isara, Nur Ezani, Nurul Kutrin, Ayuni Shafika, and Gandhi Shai. What is AAA? AAA is a system for tracking user activities on an IP-based network. It also controlling their access to network resources. AAA is often implemented as a dedicated server. The components of AAA. So basically AAA for or AAA is short for authentication, authorization, and accounting. Authentication means user and administrators must prove they are who they say they are. Authentication can be established using username and password combination, challenge and response question, token cards, and other methods. For example, I am user student and I know the password to prove it. Next, authorization. After the user is authenticated, authorization services determine which resources the user can access and which operations the user is allowed to perform. An example is user student can access host server XYZ using SSH only. Lastly, accounting. Accounting records what the user does, including what is accessed, the amount of time the resources is accessed, and any changes that were made. Accounting keeps track of how network resources are used. An example is user student access host server XYZ using SSH for 15 minutes. The purpose of AAA in network security. AAA network security services provide the primary framework to set up access control on a network device. AAA is a way to control who is permitted to access a network, authenticate, what they can do while they are there, authorize, and to audit what actions they perform while accessing the network accounting. What is Radius? In our topic, we're gonna apply Radius, which are short for Remote Authentication Dialed-in User Service. It is a protocol that manages network access, which are developed by Livingstone Enterprises. Radius works in both local and roaming situations and is commonly used for accounting purposes. The Radius protocol hides password during transmission. However, the rest of the packet is sent in plain text. Radius combines authentication and authorization as one process. When a user is authenticated, that user is also authorized. This is a process diagram of Radius authentication. The router will ask for username and password for client side in order to allowing the access from the client. The advantages of or benefits of applying AAA in network security. First one is get to increase flexibility means access can be maintained on a need-to-have basis without having to maintain multiple passwords. Other than flexibility, security of network also can be increased, which it centralized security database and authorization features. Multiple devices with the same locally administered username or password offer a low level of security, which allow a single secure username password combination for each employee and yet allows restricting access to a need-to-have basis. Next, the scalability will avoid the nightmare of managing many username or password combination in a growing environment or the alternative with security of using a small number of combination. More than that, standard authentication methods will support radius TechCats and Kerberos security protocols for securing dial-in sessions. These protocols provide secure authentication, including encrypted communication and interaction with network server security system. Last but not least, AAA support multiple backup systems, which allow for multiple authentication methods to be specified. So, if the first one is unavailable, then a second or third option could be used. The scenario of our Part B. We are required to design and implement AAA that implements the security configuration we did in Part A in another network. The network must be scaled up to cater a minimum of 5 times the number of devices in Part A. In this project, we are going to build a multi-router network and configure the routers and hosts. We will then use CLI commands to configure router with basic local authentication by means of AAA. We will install Radius software on an external computer and use AAA to authenticate users with the Radius server. This is the topology of part A that we have done. As shown in diagram, the topology consists of 3 routers, 2 switches, and 2 PCs. The network design for part B. This is roughly our network design. First, we have 15 routers as the question asked to cover a minimum of 5 times the number of devices in part A. Next, there are 10 switches. Last but not least, there are 10 PCs or clients in our network design. That's all from me. Next presenter, Nazira will start her presentation by demonstration of testing AAA services and its result. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Nur Nazira binti Muhammad Anwar. I would like to continue on demonstrating of testing AAA services and their results. First thing first, I'm going to show you for the IP route in main router for all networks. Function of the IP route is to determine the path that data follows in order to travel across multiple networks. That's why we create IP route on each network. So for IP route on router 13, this is the IP route. Next, IP route for router 10. IP route for router 7. IP route for router 4. And the last one is IP route for router 1. After that, we're going to continue for the AAA services. We apply on the left side each network. Let's say on network 1, we want to create a new account by clicking the server I and then go to the services, AAA, and then try to create a new username and password. So we create Tira and password is Tira123 and then we add. So now we have a new account. Tira and the password is Tira123. And if you want to remove any account that we have created before, just click on the account and then remove. Now we're going to test either PC from other network. For example, PCH. Go to the command prompt and then telnet and put the IP address for router 14, 192.168.9. And for the username, we put the account that we have created before, Tira. And the password is Tira123. And then you can access the router 14 from PCH. This shows how authentication and authorization is applied. Now we're going to continue for other PC. Let's say we go to PCF and then go to the desktop, command prompt, telnet 192.168.9. Username Tira, password Tira123, and then you've got it for PCF. We try for PCD, desktop, command prompt, telnet 192. 168.9.1. Run 3. You can access from PCD and then PCB. One 192.168.9.1. Tira 123. So you have access in PCB. That's all, and thank you.